everyone. I wanted to give you an update on the cabin that we saw in northeast Arkansas. We found what was listed as a 40-acre plot with a hunter's cabin on it, really like a homestead that was built back in 1965. And it had, I think, 3 outbuildings. It was a beautiful property. My husband and I just really thought it was our place, and I want to give you an update on that today, as well as let you know that we're going to continue to look for a property. We did submit. We went into negotiation over the weekend for the property, and here is a copy of the contract. And we offered. We actually submitted 2 offers, and our last offer that we submitted was basically a final. They do real estate really differently in Arkansas versus Texas. I think I can't decide if it's they do differently or that the realtor doesn't have a lot of years of experience being a realtor, because majority of my professional background is real estate. My dad was a home builder. He built subdivision after subdivision of homes, and then he moved into commercial buildings that were hotel, motel, and I've worked for some of the top real estate companies across the country in a marketing position, not as a realtor and not as an agent or not as a broker. But I've worked alongside them. I've been in negotiation meetings. I've had an enormous amount of experience in real estate, and it's always been a benefit to me. Every single time I either, go into a situation where someone needs some little extra tips, or if I go into buying real estate or looking at real estate, all of the knowledge that I gained over those years has really helped me be able to make those transactions happen. So we submitted a bid for the property, a cash offer, as is cash offer, and then we submitted a bid where they would do some of the updates of it. It needs a new roof, and so we submitted a bid with that, and then a bid without it, that they just walk away from the property. And they quickly declined our one where they replace everything, where they do everything, where they do all the improvements that we listed, and they countered our cash offer. And the real estate agent told us, as well as my husband and I truly believe this, that the seller is a little delusional on the value of the property. This homestead is 51 years old, and the land, while it should gain some value, it does not gain value into the structures unless you do the improvements. So just a helpful hint when you're putting your property up for sale and you want a large price tag, or you want to see a gain in what you bought the property for as versus what you're going to sell it, you're going to really need to do some improvements, and you're going to need to provide proof of those improvements with receipts or pictures or anything like that to show that you've kept the property up and that you've had a vested interest in the property. And this particular situation, they didn't. They bought it in 2003, and they never did anything. They virtually just hunted on it every so often. And what's unique about this particular deal was the 2 sisters, their 2 husbands. So it's the way it was described to us is 2 brother-in-laws own this property. And their sisters are related. Their wives are related to each other. And the decision would have to come from all 4 of these people for them to agree on the sales price, which is a little unique. Usually you're dealing with 1 or 2 people at the most, but this is a 4-party sale. And 3 people agreed to the prices that we bid for, but the one gentleman that lives in Florida did not. He really wants to gain a $40,000 to $50,000 profit off of a property that he has never invested in. He has only used the property. So for me, the way they do real estate in Arkansas, not how they do it in Texas. I would have assumed the realtor would have told them that, listen, based on the fact that you've not done any improvements to the property, we basically are looking at land values, and the depreciation of the structure. So I don't know what happened. The seller wants what they want, and they're not going to budge on that price. And we don't want to buy a property that we're going to have to put in at least $100,000 into revitalizing it and improving it just so we can live on it as a regular or permanent residence. That wouldn't be a smart decision for us. We did love the property. We felt like that property was something that we should reach for. We did not get it. So we've decided to, through the winter time, to put our sightseeing on property again on hold. We're going to check back to see if this property is sold in the 30 days. Within that 30-day frame, if they've not sold it, we're going to submit another cash offer for it as a last-ditch effort to gain it or to get it, and see if the election is over. We know that the feds are going to hold the interest rate till the end of December, and we'll see if they're really ready to, if they've had any other buyers, any other offers, if they're really ready to deal or not. If the property is sold and that transaction happens, then obviously the property was not meant for us. So we're going to keep moving forward. I'm going to keep looking for properties. I think several things happened in this deal. I'm not quite sure the real estate agent has a lot of experience. He told me he was just recently formally a school teacher turned real estate agent, and we have no direct contact with the seller. And he wasn't really willing to pressure or put any sort of, real estate package together to show the owners of that property that what their true value was. There wasn't a comp to pull that was exactly like this property. They did have 3 other offers besides us, and they all fell through. Banks are unwilling to finance a structure that's 51 years old and had no improvements either. So we know we were in the right price range, the right bracket, but it's probably just not the right timing. So we'll see what goes on with that in the future. And I just wanted to let y'all know that we did submit an offer. We did go into negotiations, and we did not get the property. So we're going to keep looking. We're going to take you on that journey. And, it's going to be interesting to see what pans out for us, really. You never know what God has for you. You never really know. We all don't have the ability to predict the future, and we really don't know where we're going to be, where we're going to land, and why there's, when you want something really bad, why doesn't God answer our prayers? And my husband and I were really diligent about this. I did not want to pray for God to give us this property because I don't want to pray for something, and He always wants to give you the desires of your heart. But giving us something that would later down the line really hurt us financially or hurt our relationship and do any sort of anything to do with disrupting our lives, we wouldn't want that. So sometimes things can look really awesome on the outside, but sometimes it's also better to wait for the road to be clear so that you can obtain God's blessing in all that you do. I want to leave with something positive today, and this is going to be a short video. This is out of my Whispers of Blessing, and it's from a poet. And it's called The Hidden Blessings. God left the world unfinished, the pictures unpainted, the songs unsung, and the problems unsolved, that man might know the joys of creation. So sometimes we don't always get answers that we want. If God's He's not a genie. We can't just have 3 wishes and we're supposed to get every single thing we want. He is just like our father, or our mother. He's going to protect us all that He can. All that He asks for is that we put our trust and faith in Him, and then He's going to lead us and guide us. So, whether you believe in karma, God, or any other type of, the big force, Mother Nature, it doesn't matter. You really don't want to bring anything negative into your life. And asking for spiritual guidance is such a very important thing in your life. So I'll keep you updated and let you know how things are progressing. I do have some videos. Since we're all going to start holiday cooking, I've got some videos coming up that I need to edit with some desserts I think you'll really like and some really great gift ideas. I know it's always a struggle to come up with gift ideas. Every single holiday, I mean, it's like, what else can I buy them? Or what else can I do? And this year in our family, we're going to do homemade gifts. And so I thought I'd share with you a little bit of creativity, and maybe it'll help you come up with some great ideas for Christmas or holiday gifts for your family. So everybody have a blessed week, and be kind, encourage somebody today, and have a blessed week. Bye-bye, everyone.